Overwatch Spotlight just dropped, and things look good. We have 5 new heroes coming along, 2 new maps to the core game modes, and hero reworks as well as a few like smaller things, like smaller role passives as the roles are being divvied up a little bit more. Things look good. But I am terrified. The first reason I am scared, personally, is we're getting 5 new heroes. Aside from the fact that I personally feel a little bit burnt out on how many new characters there have been, 5 new heroes is going to amplify that so hard. And that is that that can be ignored. That's whatever. That's a personal, nitpick. The bigger issue is so many heroes means so many balance problems. As an example, let me list all of the Overwatch 2 heroes, and you tell me if you think these heroes were strong or not on their release. Sojourn, Junker Queen, Kiriko, Ramatra, Lifeweaver, Ilari, Mauga, Venture, Juno, Hazard, Freya, Wu Yang, Vendetta. I don't know if it's just me, but all of those except for like Lifeweaver and Venture were exceptionally overtuned on release. And we're going to get 5 more. We're going up to 50 heroes in a week. That should also let it sink in. These new heroes, there's a very real chance they are exceptionally overtuned, exceptionally powerful, except for maybe Jetpack Cat, which thank God we finally got Jetpack Cat. It's awesome. It raises some concerns for me personally, but not just the strength of the new heroes that I'm sure they're all going to be at least B+ tier picks. It's also just the sheer quantity of heroes that we're getting nowadays. Thinking about it, I feel like Hazard is still an exceptionally new hero. He came out a year and a half almost ago. Doesn't feel like it to me. Freya is the newest DPS other than, Vendetta, who's kind of more important. But Wu Yang just came out a few months ago, and Vendetta came out just a couple months ago. We're getting a lot of heroes all at once. I do think I am concerned with the rate of Overwatch 2 heroes. This will be 18 heroes since 2022. If we count the full release of Overwatch 2 as when those first 3 heroes got added, October 2022 to February 2026, there has been 18 heroes. 18 heroes in the span of 40 months. It's a very fast pace, and we're getting even more for the rest of the year. It makes me wonder if we're going to start to see some degradation in the quality of new heroes, the creativity in new heroes. It raises some red flags for me, I'm going to be honest. Outside of that, I'm still exceptionally concerned about the esports side of things. They barely even touched on it. They didn't really mention it at all. But with Overwatch trying to claim their top 3 spot back in the gamer market, I don't know how confident I am in their ability to do so without putting more into their esport. League of Legends has partially survived for so long because of their stellar performances at the esports events with massive, massive showings, beautiful set pieces.
As a child, you would wait and watch from far away.
Huh? Oh, come on! You gotta admit this is cool!
I think Overwatch needs to put more into its esports scene. I'm obviously kind of, one of the bigger esports people out there, not in terms of size. I'm not huge. I'm not even big. I'm tiny. That's how much I love it. I love Overwatch esports. I've loved Overwatch esports. I made my first fucking Overwatch video. I made my first Overwatch esports video in 2022. It's been almost 4 years since I started making content. I would consider that to be my first actual attempted video. I've been around forever, and I feel like the esports scene is being mistreated, particularly just where is the money? We do have this, show match coming up, which I'm sure that's going to have some prize pool, I hope. I don't think it's enough, man. I really don't think it's enough, especially when you look at last year World's Finals. The prize pool was $500,000. That sounds like a lot. The smallest Overwatch League prize pool was like 4 times that. Good call. After double checking, the smallest Overwatch League prize pool was a little under 4 times this at $1,885,000 for 8 teams that placed. Third place getting their own specific prize pool, obviously. But the year before that, $2.5 million. The first year of Overwatch League, don't even get me started, actually had a smaller prize pool. I don't know what I was thinking with that. Season 2, though, had a $3.5 million prize pool. Jesus Christ. But Season 2, with its $3.5 million prize pool for 12 teams. And, like, if we look at the OWCS NA prize pool, right? $30,000 for Team Liquid for winning. That's fucking nothing. If we compare this to the LCK, this is the Korean esports division for League of Legends. We compare this to 2025 LCS. This region alone is a $400,000 prize pool, with first place getting around $200,000, and only top 4 having payouts. Obviously, you don't need to do the top 4 only get payouts, but if you multiply, and you also don't need to do, nearly $500,000 for the total prize pool. But if you just double this to $200,000 as well, $60,000 is a lot better. Like, I would honestly say, like, especially given the fact that we're moving 7th and 8th, which is still bad. Like, having only 6 teams in NA and EMEA sucks. But getting rid of 2 teams means more room for the higher prize pools, and those already can be doubled pretty much. So, like, imagine a $70,000 first place. That's not bad. That's some real money in a region. We compare this to LCK. Granted, LCK is the biggest region of League of Legends. So if you compare this to LCS, it was LTA. LTA, the North American conglomerate, still has double the prize pool of OWCS, with 80,000 going to first. We could do with bigger prize pools. If we only increase each region by 50%, that still is a lot more money being put out to these teams. And they can afford it. They can absolutely afford it. NA and EMEA get a 50% boost. China gets a 50% boost, blah, blah, blah. Korea would absolutely have to get a 50% boost. Although for some reason they have their own BS that's just so confusing. Korea, they have their own prize pool, and it's microscopic by comparison. It's half. They just hate Korea. And if we look over at Japan, they obviously have a smaller prize pool, but it makes sense. You shouldn't have a massive prize pool for Japan. I would kind of consolidate the prize pool from the bottom. Honestly, as we're getting rid of bottom 4 teams, I would still say the bottom 2 teams after that should get their prize pools taken away and redistributed to the higher placements. And same deal with Pacific, as that's already the thing. I would just say take the $500 away from New Gens and Stronghold here and put them into first and second. But we have so many problems with the prize pools. And that doesn't get addressed once during this Overwatch Spotlight. Especially when the EWC, the MSC, is the only time there's anything major in the prize pools. That's a $1 million prize pool. And a little bit extra for things like the Jafonza Award, the Sony Tournament MVP, blah, blah, blah. Overwatch esports does need the support. I know I'm big on Overwatch esports. No, Arius, don't lose! I know I'm huge on Overwatch esports. I am probably the most vocally, one of the most vocal people out there on Overwatch esports compared to everything else, as somebody who primarily does Overwatch content. But Overwatch esports needs more support than it's getting. That is really my big problem, that they gloss over it so hard in the spotlight. But the new heroes do seem fine. They're a little bit too shootery, I think, in my opinion. Other than Jetpack Cat, 4 of them do just kind of feel like person with gun. I know one of them has fans, but I think I'm nitpicking. I think I'm just thinking about it too much. I think I'm nitpicking a little bit too much. I hope that things look good in the future. I hope that Blizzard are going to shock us, make 8 teams in NA and EMEA again, and continue to fund esports a little bit better than they currently are. That's my hope. But thank you for watching. Have a good night.